Very good morning to everyone. And Honorable Member of Legislative Assembly, Mr. Raman, Mr. Samir Singh Meena, Deputy Superintendent of Police, Mr. Sridhar Balan, Dr. Kariraj, who made me really thank him very much to grace this occasion. I am really proud and grateful to be the chief guest of this occasion. Mr. Anil Balaji and his brother, yes, Mr. Mukund, and every one of you. Friends, I am here just actually to respond to some of the speakers because Mr. Sridhar Balan, in the course of his actually probably, yes, he was very humble, being actually a member of Board of Studies in several colleges, including few women colleges. So he is aware of, he is the right person to be here, therefore actually no wonder why he is invited. And similarly, yes, our legislative member of Legislative Assembly, Mr. Raman is so young and promising. And really congratulate every one of his actually colleagues in this tenure, because it is a historical actually moment for every one of them to be there in the assembly. ஒரு ஓட்டுக்காக ஒரு பைசா கொடுக்காம இந்த கட்சி நாட்டில் இருக்கிற மிகப்பெரிய இதே வந்து அப்படின்னா இது அரசியல் தான். ஏன் அரசியல்வாதிகள் லஞ்சம் வாங்குறாங்கன்னு கேட்டா காரணமே வந்து இப்படி மக்கள் வாங்குறாங்கல்ல, அதனால அவங்களுக்கு கொடுக்கறதுக்கு வேண்டி இருக்கு அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி ஒரு எப்போ ஒரு இன்டர்பிரிட்டேஷன் இருக்கு இல்லையா, அதை கடந்து வந்திருக்காங்க. தென் வந்து there are a lot of communal forces which play a very vital role in actually forming the government for any actually. So that has been broken. And அப்புறம் வந்து மிக முக்கிய வந்து மதம், இந்த மூணுமே these are actually the three factors which design our politics. But today they have been broken, therefore we expect more from actually this particular government. I congratulate everyone. இப்போ நம்ம டாபிக் உள்ள வந்து வந்தா ரொம்ப சிம்பிளா, எனக்கு வந்து எப்படின்னா இந்த மொபைல் ஃபோன்ல வந்து ஹேண்டில் பண்றது கூட நிறைய தடவை எங்கள் ஒய்ஃப்கிட்ட சந்தேகம் கேட்பேன். இங்கே வர்றதுக்கு வந்து எப்படின்னா லொக்கேஷன் ஷேர் பண்ணுறேன்னு சொன்னால் சார் நான் எனக்கு ஐபடி இருப்பேன். Therefore, actually, I had little difficulty to identify the place. This is how actually I am. But, இப்போ நம்ம டெக்னாலஜி டெவலப் ஆன பிறகு நிறைய விஷயங்கள் சிம்பிளிஃபை ஆயிருக்கு. Say for example, our manpower the efficiency has been improved, and then the demand also is reduced. Therefore, இப்போ நம்ம கிட்ட முதல்ல வரும்போது கூட சொன்ன வந்து 64% of our budget actually goes towards salary for our persons who have been engaged, employed as actually government servants, including judges and actually police officials all. So therefore, the technology improvement is going to play a vital role in nation building. Our economic growth is also dependent upon. It is in that sense, I really hope that this kind of organization is required to create awareness among the public and then to do justice. And then talking about actually something, because personally, Mr. Sridhar actually mentioned about judiciary, and that our law should not be complicated and should be simplified. And he also said that delay in justice. So there is a small actually reason why I should respond to his comments, because as far as judiciary is concerned, in 1987, please remember actually everyone, I don't want there is some kind of confusion in this. 1987, our law commission recommended to increase the judges' strength, because the population judges ratio was actually yes, the judges population ratio was so actually small compared to any other country. In all foreign countries, number of judges versus population is 150 per million, but we have only 15 per million. So this was the position in 1987. Then the law commission recommended to increase the strength from 15 per million to 50 per million within 3 years. a Supreme Court judgment actually came in 1997 after 10 years. So this should be achieved within 3 years. From 1997 to 2000, we wanted actually the strength to be increased. So the state and central government were directed to create infrastructure. But even today, the same strength is there. Therefore, with the depleted strength of 1/3 of what was expected about actually 25 years ago, we are functioning. Therefore, the judiciary, the delay is not because actually the judges are actually the system. It is because of actually the lack of infrastructure to create. And then our law is not complicated because law enforcement actually has become difficult because we don't create. Therefore, as per the direction of Supreme Court, we have our this judiciary has created a system like Judicial Academy, National Judicial Academy, then State Judicial Academy, Regional Judicial Academy. We are meant to create adequate actually infrastructure in training actually our people who are in the law enforcement machineries. So, for example, even the very subject, I remember actually in many cases. So the immediate response of police, even actually now our deputy superintendent of police actually said, deputy commissioner has actually said, yes, we have actually don't need to give a complaint. But if you go to a police station even today with a complaint, somebody has actually taken your money from your wallet or something like that. So he will not be in a position to advise them properly. Yes, this is one. So I don't have actually the facility to immediately give a complaint. So create a facility there. So that kind of an advice you will not get. Therefore, the problem is law enforcement is not adequate in our state, in our country as a whole. I give you one example where actually all people might have heard about the law on trademark and passing off. So, whenever a complaint about passing off is given, so the complaint has to be handled by a police officer not below the rank of Deputy Superintendent of Police. But so even our Deputy Superintendent of Police was not sufficient to handle the case because of lack of knowledge on this. I tell you one example. I had a client who was selling actually BD in a particular trademark called the Poo mark. So it was a very famous trademark in actually the southern region. What happened? Another person, he was actually a black marketeer, so produced actually a product which is similar to us, and then he was selling in open market. So immediately a complaint was lodged. So I had to explain at least actually 1 hour to the Superintendent of Police because actually the client was so influential. So he wanted me to actually go and actually apprise actually the Superintendent of Police about the nature of loss that may be incurred by this client. So I spent nearly 1 hour. But then actually he never had the patience to listen. But anyway, because some actually minister, somebody has actually ran to him, he gave respect. He listened carefully. Then thereafter actually I was asked to meet actually the Deputy Superintendent of Police, who is the person who is authorized to investigate actually on that. So then after a few hours, giving all kinds of evidences and creating, in fact we have recorded statements from actually the market people where actually the person is selling. So we have taken enough photographs. We have actually we have a van which is painted in a particular way to depict actually the trademark. But the same facility, the person who committed the offence also had the same thing. So these are the very actually immediate evidence we may offer to the police, but he is unable to act, and as a result, so nothing happened. Then we actually, fortunately, after 6 months, we are able to get an order of injunction from a court, civil court. That's what actually said. Therefore, the law enforcement machinery is not adequate in this state. So we have to create not only awareness among the public, but also to create an environment. So I think probably a few years back, we have rendered a judgment. So this is about our medical examiners. So who used to actually give a post-mortem report. A public litigation was filed. That litigant actually produced before us 10 identical post-mortem reports given by at least 10 different doctors. But the contents of every one of the report is same, exactly. Not even a word is actually different. And the cause of death in each case is different. One is a murder, one is actually so 10 different causes written, the same report was given. This is what actually therefore, what we need to, even actually the police investigation officer should have some supportive or assistance from our forensic department, and this is how actually the crime rate can be reduced. So law enforcement agencies mean we need to empower every such enforcement actually department to enforce law. Then only I think we'll be able to tackle the more problematic situation here in this country. I can give you very many expenses, examples, but I have all of us have taken enough time actually in actually, because here there are real resource persons who will give you lectures on topics, and it will be more beneficial to every one of you. Therefore, with this, I really congratulate every one of you present, and you will have a nice time. You will learn a lot of things from here, and then the take home should be always to teach others or to pass the message to others, so that everyone is informed about the nature of offences, actually cybercrime. So cybercrime earlier was understood with that any crime or any committed by a person involving actually the internet, our system, like actually our computer system or something like that. Today the definition has actually gone. It is a really complicated one, and there are yes, we are unable to now actually catch up to the today's requirement. That is the position. Even when we come across a new type of crime, first before actually we create some sort of yes, preventive measure, the persons who are involved, who are really doing this, actually will go next step. Always we are unable to catch it to time, and then this occasion I really want everyone to share information about everything you heard about this, and because it's one of the agenda, as Mr. the Director actually pointed out, to create awareness among the public is going to be the real solution for preventing at least actually the menace to a maximum. And then in this platform, I wanted to share something more about judiciary, but because of actually the time constraints, probably I don't want to take it long. I congratulate again once again, and I thank you for the organizers who have organized actually the program well, and I really wish them success in their actually pursuits. Thank you.